I got bored. We're gonna go and bug Daniel Williams. Knock, knock.
Eh?
Just look at all this. So okay. Hey, you got a bunch of deer forms in here.
Whole box. Good morning.
This time again. It's like a freaking meat lock. I thought you quit processing. It's like a meat lock.
I'm back in business now, son. It's cold in here, ain't it? I'm making up for years of abuse.
So I'm gonna put you on
You
spot
want to come
today.
over here if I didn't have that air conditioner.
Look here. I ain't got no tripod. I ain't got nothing. I gotta find somewhere to stick this. I'm gonna put you on the spot for a
Just
minute.
clip it into that.
Will it clip in
Probably
there?
work. Yeah, just, I think it's probably hold. Go down the fire.
Definitely not gonna work.
I
I tell you what.
ain't
I'll take it.
screw, you can't screw it into this, can you?
No, it's a magnetized though. Let's see. When you spin that moves too, though.
Uh-huh.
No, not gonna work. Anyhow, I'll just hold it. It'll be alright. Or maybe I'll just set it right here.
So you stick it somewhere. Yeah.
Can y'all see?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's good. That'll work.
Bingo.
So I was kind of doing like a motivation thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like for the ones, like I want you to express people of, and I know you probably already have, but let them know, how can I say this? Not think, you know my story.
How to keep them living in a van down by the river?
Well, you know my story and what motivated me
Yep.
to do what I do.
Right.
And then like you've got all these yahoos on social media that put everybody down
Oh yeah.
and to like just motivation to people to just not pay attention to that.
Yeah. Well, you know good well, if you've watched my channel, I know you have, some of my early videos especially, I was losing it on taxidermists, especially competitive taxidermists. And it wasn't anything personal against anybody that I knew. I didn't know any competitive taxidermists.
Right.
The problem is on social media, and it's this way with anything on social media, people are they're just loudmouths. They run their mouth. Most of it isn't based on fact. A lot of guys, it's either people that are random accounts that are just on there just to piss you off, which don't really matter to me. That's just whatever. But a lot of what you get is taxidermists. The random people that just are on there to watch and learn, they're always really nice. You know, they're trying to motivate you. They're trying to get you to, I don't know, get inspired, whatever. But the taxidermists, man, it's every one of them's critical. I'll say everyone. I mean, a lot of them, especially a lot of the ones that are really good. It's just like, man, you should have done this, should have done that. That looks like crap. Don't eat. You should just find a job. I mean, they're flat out telling you, don't do what you do. Go do something else because you suck. You know, and eventually, like, my customers were not telling me the same thing. Like, my clients liked what I did, which a lot of them were my friends, but they gave me money and I made a living, you know? So, like, in my mind, I was like, this isn't making sense. Like, these guys that are taxidermists tell me I don't know what I'm doing, but I don't have to go to work because I'm making enough money. So, who's right in that situation?
Yeah, you're gonna notice that during your whole process of doing this, the ones that you see, like he said, that you see that are bad mouthing you, 90% of them are probably going to be taxidermists. I can go ahead and tell you just based off of what I'm growing. like my whole social media platform, everything is like really spiking. It's getting out, reaching everybody, hitting the algorithm. And I've noticed that the majority of the ones that say stuff to me that is irrelevant, but like just bashing me, are taxidermists.
And a lot of it's bigger pages. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like it's guys that are actually wherever they're at, either are reputable or they just have a reputable social media standing. You know, and you don't really know the difference between the two if you don't know the person personally.
Exactly.
But I mean, it's a shame because that's why for so many years I didn't care anything about joining the ATA, going and meeting any other taxidermist. I was like, if every taxidermist is like these guys on social media, I don't even want to be called a taxidermist. Like, I'm a deer hunter that mounts deer heads.
And we're not saying that all of them's that way, because they're not. Like,
that's what I found out. Like, after, you got to learn from a couple of guys and got to be in a shop with a couple of guys that were good, that really were helpful, really nice, and after you were telling me, man, you need to do this, you ought to go meet these people or go do, well, like after going to the ATA show, like I had a freaking blast. And a lot of them guys that I knew from social media that I had never had any contact with, like after meeting them, they were like super nice, real helpful, you know what I mean? Shaking my hand. I mean, they were actually good folks. And I wouldn't have ever gone if all I had to go by was social media and the reaction from just the majority of random folks. I mean, I would have been like, there ain't no way.
Yeah.
Because if they ain't people that want to learn taxidermy, man, they're fired up about it. But I don't know if it's jealousy from social media acceptance, or if it's more where they feel threatened because of the business that you're getting, and they've got 30 years of experience, whereas I don't. You know what I mean? Which I mean, they talk about. I got a comment a few weeks ago. A guy said, this guy is not as experienced as he claims to be. And apparently he's never watched any of my videos ever, because all I talk about is I have no idea what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Like, I'm learning, I'm always learning, and this is how I learned, was on social media. So, like, if you say that as a comment on my channel, you have no idea what I've ever put on there, what I've ever said. It's just not true.
And the majority of them comments, like he's talking about, he gets, and the majority of the ones like I get, like I'm gonna point one out. I had one. I believe it was yesterday, talking about, for those of y'all that don't know what he's doing, well, he doesn't either. The guy's literally saying that I'm making a mess in my shop because I'm altering a form, and that you can, there's so many different companies out there that sell any kind of form you want. Well, regardless, there's a lot of companies out there that don't make what you want.
And if they had what you want, you wouldn't have had to do the alteration.
And the thing about it is, yeah, exactly. If they got what I wanted, I wouldn't have to do it. But on top of that, why not do the alteration? Why not learn it?
That's it. And that was what I finally got to. Like, at first I was getting so freaking mad. Because, back when I was still working, I had a way worse temper. Like, I'm pretty temperamental. I know I don't come across on camera sometimes, but I can get really pissed off at somebody that's being personal. And after I got out of work, I kind of chilled out a little bit. The longer I've been out of work, especially social media now, I don't care. It doesn't matter. You get enough comments, enough stuff, you just quit even looking at it. You don't mind no more. But I told Christy, I was like, I don't even want to freaking look at social media. Like, it's pissing me off so bad. Like, I don't know who to listen to, anything. She said, you're making a year's salary. You can work at your house. You know what I mean? Like, all these people are probably going to work every day, ticked off that you don't have to, and they're just mad on social media. And that makes sense. But for anybody that's trying to learn, if you don't post stuff on social media, you're going to have a hard time growing. That's just my opinion. At this day and time, people use social media, clients as well as taxidermists, and it really blows your brand up. But with that is going to come extreme backlash from folks that just hate people. You know what I mean? They won't ever even know you. They'll never even meet you. They're just going to hate you. A great example of that is like Ben Mears. Ben Mears, I consider him a really good friend. Him and Cole, some of the best taxidermists that I know of, and some of the best in the country. I don't think anybody would argue that knows who they are. Mm-hmm. And if they put anything on social media, any kind of video, go through the comments.
Oh, yeah.
There will be 10 or 20 that say you don't know what you're doing, or that was a waste of time. Why would you do that? And it's like, do you realize who you're like? You know what I mean? It's like the man's not a god, but
show me what forms you're making. Show me. I mean,
that's it. It's like if you, right. I mean, if you want an opinion, then get involved. Like, don't. It's not that I'm not asking. Like sometimes I do ask for opinions. Sometimes I ask for criticism, but I really don't even care if somebody doesn't like what I'm doing. If they don't want to put a picture on there of their stuff and be like, "This is how I do mine." In my opinion, it looks better. What do you think?
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? But don't go in there and just tell me your deer looks stupid. You know what I mean? It's like, and like I said, there's going to be people that do that just to ruffle feathers. There's guys that, folks that are scrolling through social media and they see something, they just comment on it just to make somebody mad. But when you've got taxidermists that have got a reputation, I guess in their mind, they can go on social media and say this stuff, and it's like saying it in their shop to somebody in private. Because what they're doing is, I mean, when you've got 30,000 people that's following you, and then they make a comment on there, 30,000 people are going to their page and trying to figure out who they are.
Oh yeah,
and you can guarantee.
I can guarantee. What's funny is the ones that are bashing you, like, and you may have already put this in there, but like it's just really pops in. But like, you can see who's watching your content. You can see all that stuff. And I can tell you the majority of the ones that sit there and bash me, and I know you've seen this, they're scrolling through looking at everything.
Yeah. Right.
So, I mean, the main thing I want to get out of this or put out there for y'all is that's how I don't even know if I'm in frame.
Oh, yeah. No, you're ugly.
Yeah, well. Anywho, yeah, but the main reason why I went into this and I feel like I'm growing is just for some fact when I got started, that's the type of person who started me out, and I'm the type of person that I want that negativity. I want them people because y'all, and I know you're watching, y'all are the ones that are stoking the fire that all I want to do is get better, and I will get better just based off of all that. I mean, just watch it. I'll prove it.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, you can tell me when somebody is trying and somebody's constantly trying to get better, they're asking questions, they're doing stuff, and on social media, we're making videos.
Yeah.
We're telling people this is what I'm doing right now. I may change this later, or if y'all have a better idea, let me know. And constructive criticism is awesome, and it's great getting feedback from a lot of these experienced taxidermists because, man, they know tips and tricks, and they just know stuff better than we do. I mean, we just haven't. The longer you do anything, the better you're going to get at it in general. I mean, even if you go to a taxidermy school for the best taxidermist in the world, the first deer that you mount, you're not going to have a feel for it yet. Even if you know every technique and you know all the best ways to do everything, it's still going to take some experience to develop that technique to where it looks like the guy that taught you. And if you don't watch out for that on social media and know that it's coming, you'll get so discouraged so quick that you'll just quit. You'll convince yourself that what you're doing looks exactly like everybody says on social media that hates you.
Yep.
And you just can't. In church yesterday, our preacher was talking about how for some reason, and I mean, it's just a mental thing. It's the way that people act psychologically. But if you pay enough attention to social media in any aspect of your life, you will begin to believe everything that is said that's negative. You can have 100 positive comments, and if you've got one negative one, you won't forget about that for 8 hours. And you'll be trying to figure out either how to fix that with yourself or how to change something. And 9 times out of 10, it's completely irrelevant. You know, it's just some stupid, somebody running their mouth or just some kind of opinion or whatever. And it doesn't make any difference. So really, I mean, what the main thing is to focus on the positive and you know what you're good at. Like, always pretend like there is no social media. If you're posting on social media and you're getting bad feedback, just pretend like what would be happening in your life if that did not exist. That's kind of what I've developed, where it's like, if I didn't have any social media at all, the people that I am in contact with, physical contact with in my shop and stuff, like I would be 100% confident that I was on the right track. Maybe not, I mean, I'm not anywhere near a good taxidermist yet, but I am on the right track. People, what I'm doing for people, they like my methods, they like the look of my deer, they like the way that I take payment, they like my turnaround time. I mean, I'm trying to do stuff for my business. And if you start trying to adapt that to what people are telling you on social media who are wrong, then you will ruin either your business or your self-esteem, which in turn will end up ruining your business. You don't want to quit what you love because people think that you're not good enough. I mean, there's nobody, the only people that can tell you you're not good enough is yourself.
Exactly.
I mean, you will beat yourself if you ain't careful. Anybody can get better at anything. You just have to make that decision to do it. And I guess the biggest takeaway from all this is understand it's coming. If you're going to get on social media and you're going to post your mounts and you're going to make you a business page, which you need to do, I mean, it's hard to advertise without being able to put that stuff out there, letting people see your work, letting people understand your personality. That's huge. And without doing it, it's a lot longer road. It's a lot harder to get out there. It's a lot harder to grow quickly. And if you start putting stuff out there early and you're not 100% where you want to be, there are going to be people that's going to tell you all about it. And just be prepared to take it, let it roll off your shoulder, use it, like Justin said, use it to motivate you.
Let the criticism motivate you to get better. You've got to stay hungry. That's the way I look at it.
Well, a lot of times it's true.
Yeah.
A lot of times what they say is true, even if they're being flat out freaking mean, but it gets you thinking and it makes you mad. And some people tuck their tail and run. Me and him make a smart comment back and we do something to try to prove them wrong. You know what I mean? Like that. But like I said, you're not going to meet these people 9 times out of 10. And if you do meet these people, they're probably going to walk up to you, shake your hand, and be like, man, I've been watching you on social media, and act like they never comment on there. I have had a few of those too, and y'all know who you are if you're watching this video. I still don't like you.
But yeah, let the criticism make you better. Always, like me, I'm by far good, and I don't even care if I was to win. And some of the best world taxidermists out there right now, still to this day, there's a couple of them out there that they learn every day. And they'll tell you, just like I'm going to tell you, if I'm not learning something every day, then I don't feel like I need to be doing this.
Right.
I mean, I don't care if I was told I've go to a competition or something and I've got the best looking eye in the room or the best looking nose, or I don't care. Like, I'm going to thrive to try to make that even better the next time. Like,
right.
You've got to stay hungry in it. Let the criticism make you better. Don't be afraid to post anything.
And stay open-minded.
Stay very open-minded.
Yeah, stay open-minded. Like if people start criticizing you, which they'll do, rather than get discouraged about it, stay open-minded and don't try to fight back by not changing. I made that mistake for probably 3 or 4 years when I first got started, where it was like, no, I don't care what they say. This is working. I'm doing it this way because people like my stuff. And then, 2 or 3 years later, you find yourself backpedaling and be like, man, I really do need to fix that. But so don't hamper yourself and hamper your progress by making a decision to not ever change, which sometimes leads to improvement because people tell you need to change. Like I said, use it for motivation. Just don't get frustrated with it.
I guarantee you that the ones that are criticizing you and being, they may, and to be honest, some of them may not come off to their self that they think they're being rude or being mean about it. They're just a peckerhead and don't realize it, I guess.
May just be their personality.
But
yeah.
I guarantee you the ones that are coming and criticizing the crap out of it. I mean, don't get me wrong, you're going to have to go and get critiqued. I mean, a good critique is different than somebody criticizing you. But I guarantee you those was taught one way or went and paid to learn one way, and that's the way that they was told and taught, and that's the way that it's supposed to be, and the way everybody else does things is wrong, and you're all, I mean, that's, I guarantee you.
Yeah.
95% of them, that's what's happened. Us, we picked this up. We didn't pay no money to go and, learn this. We're looking at pictures, watching videos, and experimenting.
A lot of experiment. That's what I was about to say. A lot of experiment.
Like sort of like stay open-minded and just,
yeah.
You've got to be willing to learn. You got to be dedicated to it. And if those certain people could only know the amount of stuff that we have done, I mean, the way I look at it, I feel like we're probably more experienced than those.
Well, that's one reason why I feel like I can repair stuff so good. I mean, when people are taught how to do something what they consider the only right way first, then they don't know if something's able to be fixed this way or even a deer mounted this way. And there's a lot of different ways to mount deer heads, a whole bunch of different ways. I don't care. You get 20 people in a room, and they're not necessarily going to disagree, but they're not going to do. None of them are going to do everything the same. It just ain't going to happen. And it's because of the skill set and in different ways that we're talented. You don't necessarily have to be more or less talented in an entire aspect of taxidermy to be able to do something better than somebody else. But you may be more talented at sculpting epoxy sculpt, or you may be more talented at airbrushing, or you may be better at this or that, or more patient here or there. And that's going to show in your work, and it's going to overshadow somebody else that's not good at that in the same aspect. But for us to have learned the way that we did a lot of experimenting, and we did a lot of on hand just practice, rather than asking questions and asking questions and asking questions. We would watch videos and be like, I think that way would be the best way that I could do it. Like, I think it would be easy for me to do that. And then I'd try it. And I may change something and adapt a way that may be unique for me, or even change it to a different video I watched and just try a whole different, I don't know how many different methods I've tried to mount deer. And I've kind of taken all of them and just made it into the way I like to mount a deer. And everybody that sees that method, if they see especially, man, you put something on there, if you alter the form, epoxying something, any kind of stuff. Putting a cape on a deer and stitching it up doesn't get a whole lot of flack. But you point out specifics of how you're doing something, and there is going to be somebody that's going to tell you it cannot be done that way. And that's just not true. But like you said, I think that the way we learned, it may not necessarily make us better than anybody. Like, in my opinion, I'm way back behind the 8 ball, because I did not learn the right way to do anything first. I just experimented. But I think it made me a great teacher. It made me a better motivator. I can take people and I can let them know you can start a business and work for yourself. You just have to do this, 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 and this. And most of the time when people never pursue that, it's because of confidence. They never get to a point to where they feel like they could do it for the public. And I hear that a lot. I just don't know if I'm good enough to do it for the public. Well, the public is relative. I've got a video that I made several years ago called Why Quality Doesn't Matter. And the video is not about how you can make garbage deer heads and charge people and screw them out of their money. That's not what it's about. What it's about is perception is reality. So, if somebody comes into your shop, let's say it's your uncle and your cousins and all your buddies from high school. Well, if you've got 30 of them and they all love you to death and they see your work and say, you know what he's doing ain't bad. For what he's charging, that's not bad work. Like, next time I'm just going to get him to do it. Well, all of a sudden you do 20 or 30. Well, that's just because you decided to take that step. And it's all people you know. You're not getting random folks off the street and getting them back a bad deer head. That, it's like people comment and say, well, you get what you pay for. Well, it's not like, if you're charging, let's say you're going to charge $400 because you're just getting started, you think your work is lacking, you go, well, I'm going to charge $400. Well, you're not going to go online and just throw out there, hey, $400 deer heads, they look awesome. I mean, you're talking to people, most people you're going to get started with are going to be folks that you already know personally. They're probably going to get back better work than they expect, and the fact that they know you, they're proud of that deer because that's awesome to them. I mean, I got buddies of mine that I've mounted deer. The first year I ever mounted a deer, I've got deer on their wall, and they look hideous compared to the work I'm doing now. But they absolutely love them. They're like, man, I love it. I love the fact that I've got buddies got 8, 10, 12 deer. Blaine Willingham, they got 40. And he said, man, I can look in there and be like, that's when Daniel first got started. I can watch him change. And they think it's cool because they know me personally. And I'm no different than anybody else. Everybody has got that group of friends and the buddies at the hunting camp, all of that. And that's how you get started. You know what I mean? You can advertise on social media. You can let people know what your stuff looks like, get your name out there and all. But your business, your foundation is going to be who you're looking at. And who you know, that's what's going to get you going. And by the time that gets built, the stuff you put on social media, by the time you're taking in 100, 150 deer heads a year, and you got a job and you're making a living for yourself, all that stuff on social media, it's irrelevant then, because you're the one working at home and hunting when you want and fishing when you want, spending time with your family, and they're still having to go to their full-time jobs because they never did take that step, put themselves out there.
Yeah, it's kind of like me. I just was bored, didn't want to be in the shop. Said, well, I'm not going to do anything today. Let's go aggravate Daniel.
Yeah, I mean, we got this option. You know what I mean? And if we want to work at night, we can. If we want to sleep in, we can. If we want to do nothing, we can. You know, I mean, we're obligated to our client for what we told them we were obligated for. If I tell somebody I'll have your deer head done in a year, I'll have it done in a year. But, I mean, I might be able to have it done in 3 months. But if I want to go hunting and fishing every single day, it may take me 8.
Yeah.
You know, just don't lie to people. It's not hard. Just don't lie to people. Tell them you like to hunt. Tell them you're not going to mount deer heads during deer season. You know, just be straight up.
That's number one thing. Just be straight, be honest, be a man of your word.
That's it. That's what's lacking in a lot of businesses today because people are so withdrawn. Everybody depends and maybe relies too much on social media and they lose that personal aspect. Social media is a great way to grow. And in my opinion, in the future, it's going to be very hard to compete without it. But it's also a great way to show people your personality. If you can get on there, put some pictures of you on there, do some videos of yourself, let people know who you are. And that goes a long way in today's world. It's hard to trust folks nowadays, especially when people won't get in touch with you. They just want to deal with you through social media. They don't want to actually talk. They don't want to show the face. And if you can let people know there is actually a face and a personality that comes with your work, sometimes people let you do their stuff just because they trust you. Another thing in that video I made about why quality doesn't matter. I mean, I don't know how many deer heads I did those first couple of years where people, they just told me that they trusted me and they just wanted to make sure they got their deer back. And I'm still doing deer for them. It's not like I run them off. They got a bad deer head and was like, I ain't never taking one back to that guy. Like, I still do deer for so many of those people. And that's how what my client base is folks that I mounted deer for 10 years ago. I mean, deer, they give me deer to learn on, you know, and I'm still mounting their deer heads and their kids' deer heads now, which is awesome to me. Like, that's one of my favorite parts about it. I like the fact that I was able to sort of teach myself with support from people, friends, clients, locals. And then as I got better, they were willing to pay me more as I increased my prices. As I got better at my business, they were willing to support me this entire time. And that's hard to do if nobody knows who you are.
Yep.
Going on social media and bashing somebody for not doing something the way that you do it is a bad way to do business. But I mean, that's up to me. So it don't hurt my feelings no more. I ain't got time. I ain't got time to deal with it.
So, if y'all take anything from this, just stay confident in what you're doing.
Yeah, and do it. If you want to mount deer heads, then mount deer heads. I mean, I'll be flat out honest with you. I know a whole lot of people that's been in business for 30, 40 years that don't do a great looking deer head. I mean, I'm not gonna name names, and I'm not gonna sit here and just bash somebody, because like I said, everybody's got different levels of talent. But they've got businesses. They work full time as taxidermists, and their deer heads always look the same, and they don't necessarily ever change the way that they've ever done anything, which there again, it's not necessarily a bad thing. To me, there are things that I think they could improve on. But if they do that and they change, and I were to comment and say, you need to do this different, all they're going to do is change their brand. They're going to change that deer head into what I think they need to do. And all these people that's going to them instead of me are going to quit taking them deer heads, because all of a sudden they're not going to have the same looking deer head as they've always gotten from that person. And if they like it, that's their opinion. I mean, deer look like deer, but it's also a form of artwork. If somebody likes a certain form of artwork, then that's what they're going to pay for. And it really is not up to me or anybody else to tell you what that looks like. So just do the deer heads, mount deer, show people. And like on the Cedar Ridge Chronicles forum, that's why I started that page on Facebook. It's a place where, if anybody gets ugly on there, I'm just blocking them. I'm just going to delete them off the page. I own the page. I put it on there so that people can go on there and they can post anything they needed to. And we can try to answer questions, try to fix problems, and give you critiques that are actually useful rather than bashing you. If you've got questions about mounts you're doing and think, I need to improve, or I do want some critiques, put it on there and let us know. Say, here's what I've done. Here's some of my work. What do y'all think I can fix? Like, what is wrong with this deer? And we'll let you know. Let you know what we think anyway. Like I said, we're not the authority on what a deer head looks like, period.
Oh, just based our opinion on what we think.
Yeah, we're going to we're going to tell you what we would do in that situation. And you can try it and see what you think. And eventually you'll develop your own way of doing it that it won't look like ours, but it will be your brand. And there will be people that love that brand. It's just the way it is. A lot of people out there, and they've all got an opinion.
All right, guys, you heard it from both of us that don't claim to be professionals, but we'll tell you everything we know.
That's it.
I'm going to have to cut this thing off because Daniel ain't going to get nothing done.
I'm working. I'm pacing myself.